Hello and welcome to round one. Would you like to play first? I sure would. How'd you know? How do you feel about this hand? Pretty good, actually. We get the emissary into the blood-bond vampire. We have the removal. We could also draw a 2-drop, which would be fantastic. So yeah, I'd say we're pretty happy with this. Drana's emissary is kind of a beast all alone. I think we'd have been pretty happy to get the mythic vampire too. I've yet to play with or against that card, but it looks absurd. Can't remember the name. Is it Drana? That would make sense if it was Drana, because, you know, we have the emissary. I feel like whatever I play first is going to die, which kind of sucks, because I'd rather play something less good than Drana's emissary, but I'm not going to not play something. It didn't die immediately, but I kind of feel like we're going to get the touch of the void. No? All right. Well, you know, maybe we get to do a thing. I feel like here we go for the blood bond vampire, because if they don't kill the emissary, then good things happen. Like, you kind of deal with one of these two things, or we'll hit you for 7 damage next turn. That's not going to do it. So we can attack and use a reproach. We can play the retreat and pump the team. And that would get in for 5, 6, 7, 8, which is half their life. That kind of seems pretty good to me. And then we've got reproach plus familiar to finish them off, and this is going to grow next turn anyway. Yeah, that kind of seems unbeatable. I think I'll just do that. Let's pump the team. Like, unless they want to just chump block with an Ondu champion, I will concede anyways. Okay. Got 80 cards. Oh. I didn't even notice. I was just so excited that our hand was actually working. I was like, yay, go me! You beat up somebody who didn't submit their deck in time. So now I feel significantly less good about all of the things that happened. Maybe they were playing some version of Battle of Wits that was spoiled and I just didn't know about it yet. I mean, that could have been a thing. It's probably not, but... well, I was going to play land and do a thing. Okay, so... we should probably sideboard out all of our mill cards, because with 80 cards in their library, it's going to be difficult to beat that. We didn't really see enough to really have any decisions about sideboarding. Like, apparently they're just playing all of the cards that they drafted. It's possible they have the turn against. That could be something we think about. It's possible they have the red retreat because that went around late. It's possible that we'd want a silent skimmer to block, but I think we just submit this one back and see what happens. Like, it's hard to sideboard when you don't see much of your opponent's deck. Way back in the day, and I mean way back in the day, when you had to like go get into the 1800 room. There used to be an 1800 room, and I desperately wanted to get into it, but was not good enough back in the days. I think rating's like 1875 now, not that that means much, but way back in the day, it was almost profitable to go in and just rare draft and then play the games out anyway and cross your fingers and see if you won. But that was before bots existed and all sorts of other things. That's been a long time ago. I've been playing this game for a long time. That doesn't make me old. Hush. I'm a veteran gamer, not an old man. Just thought you should know that. Well, it's looking a little better. They've only got 40 cards in their deck now. I think we keep the two-lander. Like, I get that we've got a bunch of the expensive cards, but there's not many more expensive cards, so we can kind of draw land, which takes us into Shadow Glider territory, or 2-drops, which is great. So I think we keep this on the draw. That's how you say draw if you have a draw. That's kind of fun to say. We can Lithomancer's Focus one of his creatures if we need to. I wonder if they're going to put Nahiri in the next set. That would be really cool. Hey, look, a Serene Steward. If it was a picture of a dude on there instead of a chick, we'd probably call it Serene Stewart, I think. Well, I would. How would you not? Maybe it's a girl named Stewart. Could be Serene Stephanie. Wow, that's a big little dude you got there. A 4-7, eh? That is a big dude. Like a Malakir Familiar kind of beats it. We don't really have anything else that beats it. Like we can Dirtle for a turn with a Lithomancer's Focus, which I probably think we do. Like I'm using a Lithomancer's Focus to fog. I kind of don't want to do that, but if I hit another land, I can play the Malakir Familiar and just block it. Yeah, I guess I just don't want to die here. But it's so easy to get blown out if he, like, does something in response. I think I still do it, though, because we're, like, missing land drops and facing down a big thing. Like, this could be potentially really good for us if... Yes, I'm fogging 3 points of damage. I was going to say if, like, he tried to burn it with a Touch of the Void or something. But I just want to Dirtle a little long. Oh, well, he doesn't have anything. Well, that's kind of fine. Naturally, we draw this. So, again, I can 2-for-1 myself if I'm willing to do that. Because this only deals 4 damage and it's got 6 toughness. Well, considering I was fine 1-for-0ing myself, I thought he was going to keep playing things. I'll give it 1 turn to see if we can hit a land drop for the Malakir Familiar. If I can't, then I'll consider the 2-for-1 next turn. He was just going to Dirtle and not cast any cards. We're kind of fine with it. I've not seen a Goblin Warpaint deck actually do a thing. Okay, cool. There we go. So we can do the Malakir Familia to trade for this. And then we can Reproach this, and then things start to get good. Unfortunately, we kind of don't have to worry about getting burnt out because of reasons. Like, you know, gaining life being a big one. Don't kill my guy, don't kill my guy, don't kill my guy. Stop killing my guy! Why would you have that? You're a terrible human being. Alright, I think we Reproach. The question is, do we chump as well? I don't think we chump as well. Because, like, if I Reproach here and take 3, I go to 4. I'm probably not dead, he said, hopefully. And then we can Unified Front if we hit a land and chump for 2 turns, or we can just Vampire. So I think we go ahead and attack here, pass, Reproach this dude. As long as he doesn't have a pump spell or more pants, we're okay. I have Reproach for you, sir. Or ma'am. Whichever way it goes, you are reproachful. I don't want to risk any more damage. Oh, a Territorial Baloth. That's just fine. So neither of them have the Trample. So perhaps then we go, what? Like this gets 2 creatures out. We kind of want to hit land, yeah? So like if I play this and he doesn't have a land, I can trade them and chomp. If he does have a land, I can block there and chomp. And that at least gets this dealt with. If he has a land and a colorless spell, we probably just lose. Like Unified Front buys me another turn, but I'm not even really sure what we're supposed to do with it. Like if we draw a land, then we're just going for the Bloodbond Vampire play next turn. I guess either way, I'm losing my dude. Oh, I'm sitting here thinking about whether or not I should play the Bloodbond Vampire when I can't. That's pretty funny. Because, you know, reasons. We have committed ourselves to the double chomp. Unless we just want to go to 1, which doesn't seem very smart, but... Yeah, actually playing around Touch of the Void seems relevant. Because I may not have a blocker next turn if he's got another Boiling Earth or something. Yeah, I think I double chump. And then again, hope we hit swamp into another land and we can start to get out of this. That's not really going to help. Okay, that is a swamp. Turn off auto yields. Okay, so we've got that going for us at least. But double chumping doesn't help. I guess we have to hope he doesn't hit a land. And then we trade for one of the Baloths and chump the other. Because if we're double chumping, it's game over, man. This is where that Lithomancer's Focus would come in handy. Although I'd be at 3. So I guess it wouldn't actually come in handy because we'd be dead. Okay, I think we're down to opponent losing connection as our way to win the game. But there's no point scooping. There's also no point in showing him the Grip of Desolation. Like, that just doesn't hurt. So I'm just going to pass and let him swing in and kill me. Oh, we got mana screwed there. It is a thing that happens. Part of Magic. Now we know he's kind of doing the whole green-red beats. That is a deck I think I could get some value out of Mire's Malice against. Because a lot of his stuff costs multiple manas. Expensive cards on the play. If I can turn 4 a Mire's Malice, it might get him. And I might like it better than a Unified Front. Sheer Drop's good. Sharpshooter's not great. Actually, the Shadow Gliders kind of suck too. Maybe I'll take one of those out for a Skimmer, with the idea that it can at least block some of his lower stuff. And I may, like, we don't need to worry about his own flyers. I could take out the Cub if I wanted to, but I kind of just don't care. Maybe the Sludge Crawler is better than the other one. Because if we get an aggressive start, we can hit him with it and pump it. And if we don't, we can at least pump mana into it to block. I'll try that. Since we're taking out 2 allies, we can put in 2 others. And we are a little slanted towards black mana anyway, so let's give it a shot. Turn 1 Sludge Crawler into Healer. I'll try it. It again needs to draw the manas. But they could do that or just draw more healers and it'd be fine. Better than a Shadow Glider at that stage. Hey, look, we drew the thing that does the stuff. I think we attack here. Like, there's no way he blocks, as we just get to eat his guy. And it's a little tilting to ingest people's lands when they need them, or big spells when they need them. Like, it doesn't actually do anything, but it can frustrate your opponents. And there's some value in that. There's also some value in knowing that he's playing a Sky's Leopard. I don't generally like that card. It's okay. But, like, I don't think we'll need to do a whole lot to stop it. Ooh, a Slide Runner. Okay. Hello, Dutch. It is good to see you. You are a wonderful cat. Gosh, so much reproaching. Does this mean we just attack so that if he blocks, we can use a Lithomancer's Focus instead of a Reproach while he's tapped out? I kind of think so. I also kind of think he's not going to block, and then we get to Reproach anyway. So why not attack? Like, this just lets us use a combat trick kind of for free and get an extra damage with this dude. Dutch likes it. Okay, so I can't actually get in the extra damage if he doesn't block. Which is fine. Like, we're just going to Reproach him. You're not getting landfall with that, mister. I'm less confident about blocking and using a Lithomancer's Focus. I like using combat tricks when my opponent is tapped out. Gideon is reproachful for you. Click, click, click. You die. I guess we got to worry a little bit about like the natural connection cards and things of that nature. Oh, I see what you did there. That's not great for us. Like if we had the Lithomancer's Focus, obviously we'd be happier about it, but we don't. So we are going to need to draw additional cards. Not much of a surprise there. We could also just hit him for 3 here. Be like, all right, fine, we'll race. Knowing that he has that, it kind of makes me want to leave up the Lithomancer's Focus and just hit for 2. But, like, there's something to be said for using all of your mana. If he kills it, what's my game plan? Draw something else? That's not a bad game plan. All right. Eat the damage, buddy. It was my foil vampire too? How rude. Oh no, a 2/2 trample. We are in not much trouble. Because we can pump this guy. We could even attack with it if we wanted to, but I don't... Do we want to? That's an interesting question. If he blocks, we can just Reproach it, which is what we're going to do anyway. And if he doesn't, we can pump it for 2 and still have Reproach and Lithomancer's Focus up. I think we actually attack here. That seems crazy. But like, again, he's tapped out. May as well get him for 2 damage while we can. Eat his lands. It's like we're telegraphing a Reproach pretty hard here, but what's he going to do about it? Not attack? That's great. Like, we don't really have anything to do with all of these ingested cards, but it does always seem like when I want to draw lands, my opponents ingest lands, and when I want to draw spells, my opponents ingest spells. We could be a little screwed from a pump spell here, but I feel like any card we draw is probably going to be good, since a land lets us take this guy out and a red source. Sludge Dragon getting the job done. It has hit for the damages. Oddly enough, I thought we were just going to be draining people out with these healers, but kind of didn't do much. Slide Runner's a thing. Unnatural Aggression's a thing. Flavor text on Unnatural Aggression's kind of cool. It's like the beasts of Zendikar, like, don't care that we die, we're going to take you down. Which is kind of bad that they're 2-for-1ing themselves, but, you know, they're beasts. It's kind of, I guess, what you expect. Put 2 counters on target permanent. That's interesting because he's playing around Gideon's Reproach by making a big thing. It's good for us because it means if we draw that land, kerplow. It's also good for us because this card kind of sucks. But it does make any sort of removal against that guy pretty good. Wow, he's just going all in on that dude. Okay. Well then, I really hope we draw a land. We're going to Reproach the kitty now. And I guess take the damages. Rip a land and kind of ruin his life. No, Bloodbond Vampire instead. 3, 4, 5. That's not enough to actually stop it. So I guess the question is, what do we do here? Well, we obviously block. I don't want to die to a removal spell or a turn against, so I guess I play both of these. And pass? That seems pretty miserable, but... He's got the turn against. No. An undo. So he's giving his dude trample. Okay. This is not good. Because even like hitting a land doesn't really save us here. If I block with this guy and Lithomancer's Focus, then that means what? That I hit a land and we're still in business, but we're at 1. If I block with this guy, be nice if I could pump this, but I can't. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 does not equal 7. I think I actually use the Lithomancer's Focus again as a pseudo fog. I don't like it. But I think it gives me the best chance at actually getting through this. It does put me sort of dead to a burn spell. But again, if I hit the land and remove this, then I can trade these and we're sort of back into it. That's not helpful. That's really not helpful. I mean, I get a 4/4, which is cute, but we're probably in Chumperino mode. Like, we need to draw things. Like here. I think I have to just trade for this and chump that. Yeah, we don't actually have a choice here. So we again need him to whiff and us to draw a land. Wow, now that won't even do it. We're just getting blown out. Undo Rising also won't do it. How about that? Got absolutely just wrecked by the 80 card deck. That's kind of not what I was expecting, as I thought the deck was better than this. Yeah. But turns out all-in Gruul can get there. Yeah, and I was kind of mocking his cards. Maybe I'm the bad player. But that's the first time I've seen Earthen Arms and Goblin Warpaint kind of go in that deck. And it's certainly interesting. Alright. Good games have been called. Let's let him go ahead and get the victories. I think this probably is how you beat a good white-black life gain deck, is just by presenting big threats that they can't really deal with. And it may all hinge on that game too, where I threw away that Lithomancer's Focus. No, I still don't think it did. Because even if I'd used it then, I would have sort of got anyway at the end game where I only had 2 chumpers. But it felt like our best draw was against, you know, before their deck was actually built. And then we kind of just stumbled on lands a little bit. I still don't think it was an 18 land deck. But that turn where he decided to go for it and pump this guy up was really when we lost, because a bunch of our removal was conditional. But, you know, we still had draws that could have dealt with this, like a sheer drop or hitting a land basically at any point. As well as Malakir Familiars would have gotten us there. So it was actually a closer game than it may have looked, but it was certainly fun, and I do feel like this was a good deck. This is one of those times where I wish I was in a sealed, not sealed, Swiss instead of single elimination, because it really would have been fun to play more of that. But I guess that's going to do it. I thought we were going to get to do more rounds, but appreciate you guys tuning in here on SeemsGoodMagic. I will see you again for another draft in the near future, and come check out the stream while you're at it. It's twitch.tv/Semulin. See you next time, folks.